fires for potash, burnt seaweed for soda ash, and crushed oyster shells for lime. Today, the Mountain Dew sand dry mixture down overnight at about 2,300 degrees. That large structure in the center is our main furnace. On the riverside is an opening called a working hole. That hole has a large pot inside that holds almost 500 pounds.
I didn't find this out until about a year ago when I first started this. They put the shells in here because they did a lot of their gardening in the evening and night. So it was dark, and the shells actually glisten in the moonlight. Okay, and you can tell if you're on the path, and it also glistens. So you know, it wasn't just randomly thrown this way. So they did a lot of gardening in the evening, and this gives me an idea how that. I think now Cold War. So who do you think lives in this tent?
Me.
The general. Well, maybe not that high. We're getting up there, though. We're talking about a full kernel. They make a little fire pit. Now, why is the fire underneath there? The rain.
You don't want your enemy.
That's not the right one. That's the right one. You don't want to give your position. What I got to do, I got to go in there and get that bullet out, right? So the bullet's in there like that. So I get this pair of scissors, you know, and there's not, you know, this is all clean surgery. I got mud all over my hands, you know, and I'm going there, and I can't get it out, right? I can't get it out. So what do I use next? A knife. Nah, that's too complicated. Yeah, this is the probe you're going to use, right? I'm going to put that in there, and I'm going to get there, and I'm going to pull it out, okay? And you're all cleaning. I put some mud on there, and then, so that's how they get that out.
English colonists on cargo ships need to be ready to defend themselves from 400 years ago. Who would they get in a fight with as they're coming to Virginia? Pirates. Everywhere you go, there's people who would like to capture these richly loaded sails. The wind in the sail. So you might cut that round shot in half, put a bar in the middle. That's the bar shot. What's this one got in the middle of it? Chain. So we shoot that out of a gun. Chain shot and bar shot are exactly what you want to fire out of a falcon gun if you want to poke holes in your enemy's sails, cut up their rigging. Get lucky, you might even knock down a mast with one of these. That's really going to stop your enemy without taking the time to sink it.
Push it down. It's starting to rain. We're going to do this quick. And yeah, this type of wall would be called a waffle and daub wall. If you look around at these buildings, if you had X-ray vision, you'd be able to see underneath the clay there would be a wall that looks a lot like this. And the daub part.
Shot. Who thinks they can tell me what a blacksmith does? Yes. Make tools? Anything out of metal. Any metal? Which metals? Give your hands. The black metals. That's why it's called blacksmith. Which metals are those? It's two of them. Iron? Very similar to iron. Steel. Iron and steel. So what sort of things we make out of iron and steel? We've got tools.
Sometimes they're fighting, sometimes they're trading. And when they're trading, that's where most of their food is going to come from.
Advantage. Now I'm going to go through the steps of loading and firing. Today, keep in mind that I am using a paper cartridge. The English would not have used a paper cartridge with this particular weapon 400 years ago. They're more likely to use this thing here called a bandolier. Each one of these bottles or charges would have enough gunpowder to fire once. So when you see me using this, just pretend that I'm using one of these. When that happens, it tends to be kind of loud. So what are you going to do if you don't like loud noises? Close your ears. Cover your ears. Sit, wait, here,
Yeah. You could use this spit here to roast things. You could roast meat, probably not a whole animal, because then it would be nice and crispy on the outside and raw in the middle. But you would cut it up and put small pieces of meat on there, tie it on there with strings and roast it. Or you could even put vegetables on there and smoke them, dry them out, preserve them, which is really important because you're going to be getting a season of that's going to gather up in about this area here. Notice is also where you're storing all of your stuff. Can anybody think of an important job that smoke might be doing? Why would they want smoke in their behavior? What do you think?
To try out any food that was in that ground.